If you had a superpower, which I'm sure you do, what would it be, and how do you use it?
Well, that's a very good question. I think if I do have a superpower, it would be my power of imagination, even though that's not like a normal superhero power. But what I like to do is create worlds and pretend I'm kind of like a godlike being, and populate those worlds with fictional characters, create settings and environments for them, challenges and odysseys, and just take it from there and create these wonderful worlds for these characters to populate. And with that, I actually am transported to another world as well. And I also connect with my inner self. So if that's not a superpower, I don't know what is.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
We're here in the RS Pop Plus pop-up shop in the window doing a Roger Smith Radio podcast. I'm joined by Galo, Romero, and James Knowles. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine.
Good, Johnny.
We always have a kind of moral compass that navigates us or helps us navigate through life and through these many challenges. And of course, there's always going to be these obstructions, and you can look at those obstructions as negative forces that are trying to impede your natural path. You had these incredible beings like Hercules, who was a demigod, Zeus, Apollo, Mercury. You can see hints of Superman, Shazam, the Flash, and all these different characters. So they definitely trace their heraldic roots to these different religions in the past, and of course, you can also point back to, the Bible. The Bible has all these wonderful these allegories and parables, and these larger than life kind of lessons. One of the characters that I created is this former veteran who sees that he has this malignant being or this entity that's living inside him in his brain. He actually perceives the representation of life and death, and he's having these wonderful conversations with death, and he's fallen in love with death's sister, life. So he's actually seeing two godlike beings that are populating New York City, or in this case Brooklyn. A long time ago, I think they used to blame, in the 50s, there was this wonderful company called EC, Educational Comics, and they put out a line of horror comics, Vault of Horror, Tales of the Crypt, and I think you guys have heard of them. They've been adapted in various television and film formats. And they, by their graphic nature and by the content, many mothers and many adults they were trying to blame these comic books for creating juvenile delinquency, and I think that was totally erroneous.
That's Roger Smith Radio.
Roger Smith Radio.
Roger
Roger Smith
Radio.
Learning.
Roger Smith Radio.